edition of the review. And we're here to check out issue number 3 of the Lego Star Wars magazine. You know, we're doing a new series on the magazines of Lego. Okay, it's not just Star Wars we're doing different magazines like Chima, Lego Chima, Minecraft, Jurassic World, basically everyone that there is. But we're starting off with Star Wars. We're doing a 1 to 5, basically 1 to 10 review every morning. So check it out. Some people are up, some people are asleep. So jump in and check it out with me, guys. Let's dive into it, and may the force be with you. So if you've never seen it before, it's a magazine that they started with in 2015, and I've collected every one of them from 2015. When I say everyone, this is the one with minifigures, okay? Basically only the ones with minifigures. Now, if you look on here, you see there is a mini build, Star Destroyer TIE Fighter. You get double in this one. It's a very tiny one there, TIE Fighter. This one is much more the predominant figure. But I mainly collect minifigures, okay? I mainly collect minifigures, not just minifigures mainly, not builds. But this one came with a bill. I collect every first issue of the magazines that they come out with. It doesn't matter, DC, Avengers, Spider-Man, I collect every first issue. But I mainly collect Star Wars. And I had to do a 1 to 5, 1 to 10 collection as they came out. So let's jump into it. Says on here, 2 Lego sets, Star Destroyer TIE Fighter. Usually when they do a bonus, they do another packet, but this one was a tiny one. So they gave us a special 2-in-1. I wouldn't call that really a significant right? Build. It's more like a Lego Advent Calendar build, you know. These are a little bigger than, if you know polybags at all, they're a little bigger than an Advent Calendar. Okay, let's jump into it. They come with posters and comic books. Here's the build. If you notice, it's very much similar to the Advent Calendar setup. Okay. Secrets of the Empire's Warship. Okay, let's take a look at the price and the date. So this one was 21st of October to the 17th of November. They usually run like a month on the shelves. If they're not sold, they take them back. Price is $3.99, and you can see it's issue 4. So this is issue 4, episode 4. Let's jump in and have a look and see what we got. Over here, as you can see, you have iconic TIE Fighter, the latest. TIE Fighter, X-Wing. Pretty cool X-Wing. When they gave us that different color, and the new TIE Fighter, also when they gave us that color, was pretty iconic. And then we got very iconic Trooper in there, right? Okay, here's the build. They also give you on this a basic glossary of the ship. So we can run that down. Imperial Class 2, Star Destroyer. Speed on, the length is 1,600 meters. Maximum speed, 605 miles per hour. Right? And you got batteries, turbo blasters, cannons. And then on the other one, you got length is 8.3 meters. Maximum speed 7.745. Weapons SFS. S1 laser cannons. Crew 1 pilot. No shield. No life support system. Wow, I never knew that. No. And no hyperdrive. I know it doesn't have any hyperdrive, but those other two shocked me. Down at the bottom, the crew is 37,085 people. Special features: iron cannon, room for 72 TIE fighters. All right, let's jump in, and another build right there. Let's jump in further, see what we got. I don't really open these up too much. I did it once, and then here we go. If y'all remember this build, this is the 10179. So in here, they give you puzzles, little comic, centerfold, and stuff like that. All right. Remember this scene, if you guys are into Star Wars as much, maybe different Legos. Remember this scene. Over here, the comic has started, and we see Leia and Vader playing soccer. Wow, that's pretty funny. So this is different, and then Lord Sidious jumps in. Let's go into the next page and see what they got for us. Here we go. Lord Sidious is talking to one of the captains. Leia and Vader showed up. Obviously, she's captain. And she's chatting away. She made them angry. Said something funny to them, I guess. And here we have Lord Vader speaking to Darth Sidious, and he kicked one of the droids, and the droid basically has to plug himself in, and Death Star is having a sleep. Let's move on in. Again, we have Chewbacca playing soccer. Funny. With other Lego characters. Somebody put a hole in the ball, which is very strange. And over here, you get Join the Rebels. This is like a fake and a real, so you have to look at it and see what's fake and what's real. Basically choose. So they do stuff like that. This is another search puzzle sort of thing. And over here, we got the crew in the Millennium Falcon taking off. You got Chewie, Obi, Solo, and Luke. And somehow the ball has gone out in space, and they've seen it. And here you go, they're being attacked by a TIE fighter. And the ball slams right into the pilot's screen. And it smashes the ship. Let's go on to the next. Here we have, they're having a chat again. Captain, Lord Vader, and the crew. And this ball has shown up again. And it smashed, it exploded, and blew the ship into pieces, basically. And there it is. It's all smashed up. And they had to make a landing on the Death Star. And that's the end of that episode. And we go on to the next. Again, here we go. Poe's iconic X-Wing fighter. X-Wing fighter. What do you guys think about that? Why don't you just say X-Wing? X-Wing fighter. That's leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys think about that. We have Poe over there. Resistant pilot over there. And BB-8. Yeah, we got a resistant crew. Over on the other side for First Order officer. First Order crew. And First Order pilot. I like these pilots. I only have one of them. Oh, I think I have two of them. Let me know, guys, if you have any of these in your collection. So I have one of those. I like how the breathing apparatus, the hose, is attached to the helmet. That I think that was really cool. I want to give a big shout out to everybody that's jumping on anyway. Thanks for showing up on the early review, episode 4. Okay, let's move on. And on these early books, they'd give you chances to win stuff. Here's a chance to win stuff. So you had a chance to win the Flash Speeder 75091, or you had a chance to win the Naboo's Fighter 75092, and they come in sequence if you follow there. Or the Death Star, the Duel 75093, or the Imperial Shuttle, Vader's Imperial Shuttle. You could have won that 75094, or you could have won 75106. So that's the only one, which is the Imperial Assault Carrier. So you would just do this quiz here, and if you got it correct, and if you were fortunate, you would have a chance to win that. Here's the centerfold, and if you look there, you can see, wow, that Inquisitor looks amazing there in that photo. It'd be something you want to put on your wall, you know, if you could have a wall to put it on. And in here, here's the centerfold, join the Rebels. And again, you could enter and you'd have a chance to win a Wii, PlayStation 4 console, the whole shebang. So if you could have done this, you have a chance 1 in 5. Again. So let's move on. So they used to really give a lot of stuff. And look, this is the other side of Inquisitor. It looks really, really cool. Over here, you got a bunch of Naboo fighters. On this one, it's a puzzle again. You have to figure it out. Let's move on. Dark side of the scrap, right? So this one is with Ezra. So this is a new magazine. They usually do 2-in-1 magazines with this. Scared German. What's up? You okay? Nice to see you on there, man. Thanks for jumping in. Thanks for the comment. Big shout out to you. Big shout out to you, Ron, also. Thanks for jumping in there. Yeah, big shout out to you guys. So let's get back onto it. This one, this is Ezra facing the Inquisitor. I like that. They should make it all look like the Joker, right? It all looks like the Joker there. It'd be great if they, I keep saying this, it'd be great if they make figures like this and throw it in a advent calendar. It would be really, really awesome. He's using his lightsaber and spinning it. As you know, if when an Inquisitor spins his lightsaber like this, if Ezra was skillful enough back then and he would place his lightsaber in the center, he could absolutely annihilate that lightsaber and give the Inquisitor a lot of problems then. Here we go. So the Inquisitor smashes up a ship, one of his own ships, and Ezra is having a really, really great time with that. And now they seem to be attacking the Inquisitor. He took both legs off. And here we are, Ezra running off with it. Usually he takes the helmets, but I guess he doesn't have a helmet on, so he took his lightsaber. And you got Kanan here. They blasting it, trying to blast Kanan, and they're missing. And he slices the leg. Let's move on. Here we go. The Ghost and Kanan, they're running back to the Ghost. Chewie's on the Ghost ship. And the Inquisitor's chasing after Ezra. And Kanan is chasing the Inquisitor. The Inquisitor does not have a lightsaber now, so he's using a 1x4 Lego brick to fight. Nobody calls me a baddie Jedi, he says. Ezra says, oh, and so does Kanan. So he just slices it out, slashes it out of his hands, and uses the Force to blast him out. Ezra uses his slingshot. Remember, he has that slingshot when he just started out. He really didn't know his way around the Force and stuff like that. So he uses his slingshot and blasts him from the back. Moving on. After he blasts him, he says, take that. And the Inquisitor laughs. Did you really think you could stop me with that ridiculous slingshot of yours? He says. And Ezra pulls out the lightsaber, the Inquisitor lightsaber. If you look, his face is all, he's worried, really worried. And then Ezra says, want to bet? Okay, so we move on here, and we have him running over. And Ezra seems to have lost the lightsaber in the pile of Lego. He actually threw it in there, and the Inquisitor jumps in. He says, no, and he dives in the pile of Lego looking for it. That's when they had their chance to jump on the ship and shot off the Ghost. And that's the end. It usually runs up to 29 pages. Here we go. Let's jump in and see. Here's another puzzle again. Okay, so like I said, it comes with a lot of puzzles. Later on in the series, it comes with a lot more of these different, totally different kind of mazes and stuff like that, as you guys will see as we go along the journey of the Lego magazine review. Star Wars predominantly. Crack the code. So you have a code here to crack, as you guys know. And you'd fill it in there. Again, they do a whole profile of different things in the book. Maybe minifigures, maybe ships. And the profile on Kanan here is human species, height 1.90 meters, weight 80 kilos, affiliation Jedi, weapons, blue lightsaber. Okay, and you get a signature here, which is really cool if you collected this. I haven't seen that in the later versions, that signature, so they used to do. So that's, again, makes this a really good collectible. If you're into Star Wars, again, like I said, we're not just doing Star Wars review, we're doing different reviews. You will see later on, we'll be doing Minecraft, Rebels, Avengers, Batman, Spider-Man. So watch out for that. But we're mainly starting off with Star Wars. Here we see Yoda. It's a quiz. Vader. And Han over here. As I said earlier, I am not collecting these. I'm only collecting that one. That's the first ever one. If you go back to my first episode, you'd see that in my lives. And I'll be doing it on my videos too, so watch there. These other two, they don't come with minifigures or anything like that, so I never really paid attention to them. Okay. And let's turn. And the next one, again, this book, right? This is the way you could have got a cheap, it's not fake, a cheap version of the Troopers, the Star Wars clones, the Star Wars minifigs, right? So one of these Sand Troopers, you can only get it in certain sets, as you guys know, right? And you have to pay so much for that set, all right? But there it is. I actually opened one of them. I don't usually open, but I buy like 3 to give away. You see, this is the one I opened, so you can see that there. And the Sand Trooper, I have it in my collection, put away anyway, but that's there. So this is what they do. They show you what's coming up next. So I'll be reviewing that one next, right? So watch for that. That'll be episode 5 of the new early morning review. And here you have the Naboo ship. You can cut it out and paste it maybe on one of your notebooks, textbooks. So they give you opportunity to do that. That's the opposite side. Okay. So thanks for jumping in, guys. Watch for the next early morning review magazine. And may the force be with you.